Hello everybody, I hope you're all snacking on chocolate chip cookies as you watch this. I'm coming to you, not live, but I'm coming to you from the seafood conference room. So I got some crustaceans behind me here. And so I wanted to start off with a question that I get on a lot of videos, and I just wanted to set the record straight. It's about my lip. People want to know what happened to it. I actually was just born this way. So no stroke, no Bell's palsy. It wasn't a result of the jaw surgery that I had when I was in college. Just born this way. So anyway, hope that sets the record straight there. The next one was I made a mistake, and a lot of you guys caught it. I said that an egg white was basically more than 100%. So I said 90% water, 11% protein, and that adds up to 101%. And so it was 88% water, and it got rounded at some point, and I didn't catch it. So it's 88% water, 11% protein, and there's 1% left over for minerals. So sorry about that. That's the correction. Thanks for keeping me honest. So then I wanted to do kind of a lightning round for a few questions that I saw in there. There were tons of them. Cookies are super complex, and I hope a lot of you will play with that recipe. Add things, reduce things, whatever you want, and you'll see massive changes, but cookies are so fun to do that with, and they're always delicious no matter what you do. So it's a really fun way to experiment. All right, so let's do lightning round here. Next question is, if melting butter adds chewiness, did ATK play with clarified butter? So clarified butter is melted butter that have had those milk solids removed. Because we want to brown those milk solids and produce tons of awesome flavor, we definitely didn't use clarified butter for this. The best use for clarified butter is generally searing something. So you want to be able to bring that butter to a really high temperature without it burning or over browning, and those milk solids will do that. So you can pull them out, and then you can use clarified butter more like you would oil for searing. So that's what you use it for, not on these cookies. Next up, what about oven temperature? So it's 375 degrees for this recipe. And that gives you the right amount of spread, really nice crisping and browning on the sides, keeps that interior a little bit underdone, which is perfect for chewiness and softness. Next up, I thought Edgar Allan Poe was a Baltimore thing. Turns out he was born in Boston but died in Baltimore. Who knew? Next up is my husband's favorite birthday cake substitute is chocolate chip cookie bars. Is there any reason these variations wouldn't work there? So I think for any cookie recipe, any chocolate chip cookie recipe, whether it's in bar form or not, would really benefit from ditching an egg white, going up on the ratio of brown sugar to white sugar, and browning the butter. So I think you could apply those to all of those, which would be great. There was a question here about browning the butter removes water from the butter, which is totally true. And don't you need that water? Doesn't that help with gluten development? Isn't it important for moisture? And I don't do it in the video because it's kind of a minor point, but we do add a couple tablespoons of totally unmelted solid butter to the brown butter after we brown it. And so we kind of net that water back in. So if you check out the recipe, you'll see that in there, but I kind of left it out for brevity's sake. And then the final one I want to talk about was a lot of questions about other additions and increasing the amount of chocolate chips. I saw someone saying doubling or even tripling the amount of chocolate chips. And so I think you should do whatever you want with your chocolate chip cookies and play with things. I will caution against going too extreme for a couple of reasons. And the first is the more things you put into a cookie, the less spread, generally speaking, you're going to get out of that cookie. If you think about that dough as this kind of thing that liquefies in the oven and wants to spread, when you put more stuff in it, more aggregate, it gets in the way of that flow. So you'll often end up with cookies that are a little more domed and a little less spread than you want. And the problem there is you don't get that really thin, kind of crispy edges and the soft interior. So that can be one of the problems of going to the extreme on add-ins. The other is if you add so much chocolate to it that it's just melted chocolate, you're going to really miss out on the awesome flavor of that dough itself. So all the brown butter and all the things we did to make it really taste great, you're probably going to miss out on that. That being said, triple batch of chocolate sounds pretty good to me. So anyway, I hope that helps. We've got one more video of the season coming your way next time. It's a big one. I'm really excited about it. We've got kind of a special guest in there, so definitely stay tuned. And thanks for all your comments and questions. All right.